So, hello again, my fellow NNDCC instructors and all you ROTC instructors out there. This is Mr. Hayes, pronouns Mr. and Hayes. Don't forget that. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that happened today. Normally, I do these videos first thing in the morning, but we had a really big day today, and we're getting ready for finals and doing finals in the different classes. So, couldn't do my video this morning, but I'm doing it at the end of the day, which now is the end of my day. I finally made it home. It is actually 7:30. So 12 hours later, I'm actually making it home. But before I get into what I want to talk to you about, I want you to remember to like and subscribe to our page and leave us a comment on what you think about our videos. This really helps my kids out, letting them know that you out there care about what they do and how they're turning out. So, what I want to talk to you about today is actually our first week in school, which is not really what we consider our first week in school. I call it 0 week. And I call it 0 week because what I do is, like I said, I have like what they call a service record with all their forms and stuff that they're supposed to get from us to take to their parents to bring back to us so they can do stuff like go on field trips. We know what their medical situation is, if they got to get physicals, their code of conduct, all those things that's in the service record. I do that stuff in 0 week because that's the first week of school. I can get a lot of stuff done without having to like do a lot of teaching. So I do teaching at that time. We go over class rules. We go over the school rules. We go over the dress code. We go over phone policy. I go over all that stuff too. But 0 week is normally the week where I do all that stuff, where I get all the forms out of the way. If we start school on a Monday, I expect to get the folder back on Friday. I do extend it to the next week, but I give them at least a whole week to get all that paperwork signed. And it's not really that hard. I mean, so 0 week is the week that we knock out all that paperwork, and then the admin officer takes all that paperwork in, and then she looks at it. She makes sure all the signatures and everything is done. And then when their signatures and everything has come back and they've done what they're supposed to do, she brings me the folders, and then I sign all the folders apart where I have to sign. They go into our filing cabinet and get ready for our AMI inspection, and we keep up with everything. We keep up with everything in their folders. They have a folder for each and every cadet. And that's what we do on 0 week, because that's really the first week for us at school. We call it 0 week. Once we get to week 1, we've already gotten all the folders back. We've gotten all the paperwork back. We know who can PT, who can't PT, who has asthma, who doesn't have asthma. And then that second week, which is actually our first week of school, that's when we start to get into our deep into our lecture part. I spend, for my seniors and my juniors, I spend that week setting them up for their college assessment, showing them where to sign in for Applied Texas so they can get themselves out there. If they're not already in Applied Texas, then we get them in Applied Texas where they can start applying to the colleges that they want to actually get letters back to say they've been accepted. Now, I do explain to my seniors that just because you get an acceptance letter, because all colleges are going to send you an acceptance letter, they want your money. You have to explain to your kids and your cadets that just because you get an acceptance letter, it does not mean that you're going to be able to go to that school, because how you have to explain how you're going to pay for it. And I let my kids know right off the bat. An acceptance letter is their way of saying, yes, we want you to come here, but that doesn't mean we're going to pay for it. Unless they're sending you an acceptance letter saying you're an outstanding scholar, and that comes with a scholarship, and you get a full ride, then that's different. But a lot of times they send you a letter saying, hey, we got your application. We would love to see you at our school. Please come. And then they send you over to finance, and then you figure out that, hey, I can't pay for this. So what I do is for that first week, after 0 week, I sit down with my juniors and my seniors, and I make sure they go through Apply Texas. I make sure they apply to the school they want to go to. And a lot of my juniors and seniors already know that they can apply to Houston Community College, and they'll get free tuition. So the first thing they do is they apply to Houston Community College. We figure out what they want to actually study. We pull from the catalog at ACC, We actually pull their courses and show them what they have to take the first semester, the second semester, the first year, the second year, and they know how they're going to get all their prerequisites taken care of. And as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom at our school, they'll be okay. They'll be able to go to HCC and knock out their prerequisites. The good thing about HCC is it's becoming a 4-year college. So now my kids that are juniors and seniors are saying to themselves, hey, I don't have to go to another school to finish my degree. I might be able to finish it right there at HCC. So that's really what I wanted to cover. I wanted to cover 0 week and the first week. I do go into heavy lecture with my sophomores and my freshmen. I get them set up. We have a whole information sheet of all the information they have to fill out, and I even make my sophomores and my freshmen tell us what school they want to go to, what they want to study. And you'll be surprised that a lot of them don't know what they want to study. They don't know what they want to do when they go to college. They don't even know if they want to go to college. I've had more freshmen tell me in their freshman year, I'm not going to college. And then by their junior year, they're going to college. But then they're behind the 8 ball. So what I do is I tell all my freshmen that their freshman year in high school is the year that everything begins for their college career. That's what I explain to them. The days of them running around the hallway, playing with each other, and all the other stuff that they did in middle school and elementary school, those days are over, because now you actually have to do what you're supposed to do as far as getting into college. You have to start applying. You have to start looking at scholarships. And there are a lot of scholarships out there for freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. I have a whole list of them. I show them to my kids, and as they do their college assessment, they apply. So that's what we do the first 2 weeks. And then from there on, we get into the naval curriculum. We get into the cadet field manual, getting ready for our AMI inspection, because our AMI inspection is the most important part that we do at first. And then once we get through that, we can relax a little bit and start getting into the other heavy part of the curriculum, go on field trips, do all the other good stuff that the kids like to do. Again, if you have any questions about anything that we do here at NNDCC Worthing, or how to set up your curriculum, or what your lessons plan should look like, please reach out to me. Let me know. I email it to you. I'll email you what I have. I'll share my information at any given time. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video. And like I said, always, if you need any help, just reach out. And always remember, have a great Navy day.